1985 white Lamborghini Countach, 2 of them. I need a slow motion video right now, cause I'm moving in slow motion, feeling like Hype Williams shooting a nigga, cooting a nigga.
Buy this car to drive to work to pay for this car. Buy this car to drive to work.
Welcome to YellBro Road. I am Jordan, and today, more Trump, Epstein, Maxwell shit. More, of course. But before I get started, check this out. The FBI possesses complete, unedited video footage from Jeffrey Epstein's prison block on the night of his death footage. On the night of his death footage that, unlike the publicly released version, contains no missing segments. And it was pretty obvious in the video feed that there were things missing. And I'll be honest with you, we're probably going to... the thing that Pam Bondi said, that the 1 minute was missing because of 1990s technology, and it had this weird, reset feature where right before it hits midnight, it resets back 1 minute, which makes resets forward 1 minute, which makes no fucking sense, because if it did that every night, it means there's a compiling of minutes missing, right? So whatever time and date that's on the video footage would be incorrect, meaning it would make the entire footage kind of, in court terms, like inadmissible, right? But if you want to really go through a lot of the discrepancies, I was reading through this earlier. It's from CBS News. CBS News investigation of Jeffrey Epstein jail video reveals new discrepancies. And there's a lot. There's a lot, and a lot, and a lot, and a lot. I will link all of this in the description box for you guys to read through. But we had some bigger fish to fry. But before I get started, don't forget to share, support, hopefully donate to all the links in the description box. Check them out, read them, share them, then donate. Thank you. Trying to go kind of fast so my computer doesn't, geek out. But, yeah. But by the way, this is not less important. Like, to the whole topic, this is all, I think you're going to realize that these guys are, we already knew they were lying, but now it's going to be, overtly blatant. You guys were just trying to get us to shut up about it and move on. And all you did was make it worse for yourself. So let me read this comment real fast, because I find it hilarious, and it kind of showcases, I don't know this person, but it kind of showcases the fucking runaround they've given us. Let me read this. He wants you to know that there is no list, but that Clinton is on it 28 times. A list created by Clinton himself, apparently, wherein he implicates himself 28 times, but it still doesn't exist. Also, when his name does appear on the non-list, it's because Comey and Clinton put it there. That is essentially the logic coming from the White House in regards to this topic. Or maybe just Trump personally, right? So it's just like, what the fuck? What is this runaround? And by the way, Alex Jones's is 10 times crazier. Add 3 or 4 more paragraphs to this, and you're going to have Alex's theory. It's just parts moving left and right, things that contradict each other, on and so forth. This is a PR disaster for these guys, honestly. Which is part of the main reason why I'm covering it, because I can find, for me at least, my ideas of the world and my philosophical stances on politics. It's it's so embedded here. It really is just a laundry list of IQ tests. If you're still following this fool and dick riding this fool, make it make sense, guys, because none of this shit makes sense. And it's interesting to see the way people move about with the topic. Some people are coming up with excuses that are being shit on the next day, right? As I did the video yesterday, which we are going to go into because of Trump's new statements. But it's a non-stop IQ test. But how stupid are you? They just ask it every day with this topic. Another story breaks out, right? Like, oh fuck, how stupid are you now? Then another story. How stupid are you? Come on. And you just keep going. How dumb are you? Until you say, enough. I'm not this stupid. I'm not buying your bullshit anymore. That's kind of where. That's why I'm like so interested in all of this. Although there are plenty of shit going on in the rest of the world. Truly. A lot of not good stuff. But, alright, let's continue. So the story I did yesterday where Trump, I thought it was going to go nowhere, honestly. The story of the reason why he kicked Epstein out of Mar-a-Lago, right? Where he's saying, "Oh no, it's because he was stealing employees from me." Well, now Trump's going to go into further detail of what the fuck that means. I mean, why wait? Here we go. Audio once again is dog shit, so I'm trying to amplify it the most I can. Hopefully you hear this. Here we go.
So, Mr. President, Epstein has a certain reputation, obviously. But just curious, were some of the workers that were taken from you, were some of them young women?
Were some of them
young women?
Well, I don't want to say, but everyone knows the people that were taken. And it was the concept of taking people that work for me is bad. But that story's been pretty well out there. And the answer is yes, they were.
Yes, they were young.
I don't want to say, but yes. Sorry.
Yeah.
What do they do?
In the spa.
In the spa?
Yeah, people that work in the spa. I have a great spa, one of the best spas in the world in Mar-a-Lago. And people were taken out of the spa, hired by him. In other words, gone. And other people would come and complain, this guy is taking people from the spa. I didn't know that. And then when I heard about it, I told him, I said, listen, we don't want you taking our people, whether it was spa or not spa. I don't want him taking people. And he was fine. And then not too long after that, he did it again. And I said, out of here.
Mr. President, did one of those stolen, persons, that include Virginia Giuffre?
I don't know. I think she worked at the spa. I think so. I think that was one of the people. Yeah. He stole her. And by the way, she had no complaints about us, as you know. None whatsoever.
Okay, so there's little words, but I think a lot to that. So as you can see, this person right here, I say Trump has 16-year-olds working as spa attendants at Mar-a-Lago. Isn't that the thing Epstein was accused of, like hiring them as masseuses, and then they would do sexual favors, right? And at least with the Epstein side, it wasn't just, the girls are like bringing drinks, or they're only, folding towels or grabbing laundry and washing them in the washing machine, right? Like, no, we have basically proof that these girls were actually doing the masseusing themselves. Masseusing, is that a word? I don't know. But like we have Alan Dershowitz, right? Who was Epstein's lawyer. He was also a Trump lawyer. And his famous quote of "I kept my underwear on," meaning there is an underage girl massaging this fool, most likely. So they were there doing masseuse work. I wonder if that's the case in Mar-a-Lago. I'm just saying. Also, just the tone deaf of the scenario, like it's like, no, like, yo, Trump, do you realize what he was doing with these young girls? Do you realize that? Was Epstein a notorious like spa owner or something in the Florida area? Was he known for that? And I mean like on the surface professional spa, not, underground, black market underage girl masseuses. I mean like professional, like license, all that shit. Was that the case with Epstein? If that wasn't the case, it would beg the question, hey, what work is he stealing? Like, what's he stealing these young girls for? "Quote unquote" stealing. And then obviously the tone deaf nature of him just making it all about him losing business instead of like, damn, what could have happened to these girls? Like with all the past, you would think a politician would be like, oh, okay, I need to like make myself look good, or make him look really bad in some form or fashion, right? You do like you'd over-explain, right? Even if you were whether you're innocent or guilty, I would expect a politician to cover their ass, right? To over-explain, like, oh no, there's nothing weird happening at my spot. This creep came over here. He started recruiting these girls with money and stuff, throwing money in their faces. I saw what happened. I kicked them the fuck out. But, I can't control what these young girls do. They just did what they did. They left with him. What do you want me to do? I tried my best. Right? But he's just saying it like, I had no idea what was going on. Like, not really no idea what was going on. It's more of like just a business dispute. With all the context that we know now. And even said, like, yeah, I believe Virginia Giuffre was there. Fuck my life. The tale continues. There's another question asked here. Let's hear it. Here we go.
Said yesterday your falling out with Jeffrey Epstein was over him taking some of the workers from your business. But your administration in the past said that you threw him out because he was a creep. So can you explain that discrepancy?
Well, maybe they're the same thing. Sort of a little bit of the same thing.
So, to all the Alex Jones brain rot thinkers out there, it wasn't the idea that, oh, he's some sort of pedophilic, sex trafficking creep. No, the idea was, oh, you're stealing my workers. You're poaching my workers. We're supposed to be friends. And you're stealing my workers? You fucking creep. Fuck off. But maybe I'm hearing him wrong. Let's keep playing. Here we go.
But no, he took people that worked for me, and I told him don't do it anymore.
That was his problem.
I said, stay the hell out of here.
So is that what was meant by being a creep? I'm the travel pool, but I'm with NBC News.
NBC fake news.
Fake news.
NBC's one of the worst. What else?
You're fake news. It's like, nah, you're news on your own, my man. You are plenty news on your own. That is crazy. Like, she tried to follow up and get, like, a real distinct answer. Like, yo, is that what you meant by creep? That is... Who are you? Where are you from? I know a way to shut this question down. Who do you work for? Yeah, fake news. Anyways, next question. Unfucking believable. Who knows if he gets away with this? Who knows? But let's keep going on. Now, this is a not a side note. I've heard people have problems with this guy, the Michael Wolff guy. Like, oh, he has an agenda. But sometimes there's people with an agenda, like Midas Touch or Michael Wolff, or this really American person. Either way, they could still do something where you just take the information from it. What the fuck is going on with my mouse? Oh no, did I crash? Hello? Hello? Okay, it's working now. I had to turn the volume down, but Discord was just glitching for some reason. Forgive me if it's too loud when I play this. But yeah, they could have some sort of agenda. They can have a bias against Trump. I'm not out here saying, yeah, support and love these guys. I'm not doing that. What I'm going to take is just, here's an idea thrown out there that this guy says, at the very least, he has some sort of direct with his own eyes, seeing the thing that he's about to say. Here we go. I'm sure you can read it already, but whatever. Here we go.
But at any rate, at one point,
I'm gonna turn it down
after Trump had been elected, I was sitting talking to Epstein, and he said, "Wait a minute, I got to show you something." And then he went into his safe, and he came out with photographs. They were Polaroids, I think, and he kind of spread them out like playing cards, and it was Trump. I mean, I think there were a dozen of them, and it was Trump with girls of an uncertain age at Epstein's Palm Beach house, where all of the things that he would ultimately be accused of took place. And I remember
And then remember, if Epstein's out there stealing girls as Trump calls it, stealing workers that happen to be underage girls. I'm just saying. Maybe it wasn't. Maybe that wasn't. Oh, maybe that was the big deal. Once again, theory based. What if Trump was running his own fucking Epstein game, and Epstein undercut him and tried to take some of his what creepers, like little creep fucks, would think of as like product. Like, oh, you're stealing my product. Granted, they're human beings, right? But with these creepers, they look at them as, merchandise, and you're stealing them from me. And maybe that could be where the beef is. You're taking the girls that I was using. I'm just saying. But let's continue.
Vividly, 3 of them. There are 2 in which Trump is the
Pictures,
girls,
that is, 2
topless girls, are sitting on Trump's lap, and then a 3rd in which he has a stain on the front of his pants, and the
Ew.
girls are kind of pointing at it, sort of bent over, laughing, covering
their mouths.
Yeah, exactly, and pointing. 3 or 4 girls, and those are the ones I specifically remember. And my assumption is that they were in the safe, and I have seen them on other occasions take them out of the safe, and I think it's certainly not unlikely that they were in the safe when the FBI came in after his arrest and took everything from the house, including everything that was in the safe.
Now, we got no room to corroborate that story, because what has the FBI, DOJ, the president, Congress, what have they given us? I mean, I understand the idea of that being like, oh, fuck, I just thought about that now. Right, Pam Bondi saying, oh, we got 14 terabytes of, child porn and, inappropriate stuff. Now, I'm not saying release that, but document it and allow for third-party people to observe themselves, people that can handle shit like that. I'm not saying release it on a mass scale, but allow third-party people that the public trusts to go in there and look at it themselves, and then they can write descriptions of what the fuck they're seeing. Without giving names away, without giving looks away or anything like that. But my overall point was, like, how are we supposed to know if that can be corroborated or not? Like, we have no idea. Because we got nothing, essentially, right? Even the jail cell footage I just went over in the beginning, like, even that's, like, was doctored. A fucking mouse, like a mouse pointer is on screen, and the UI of, like, an editing software or a recording software shows up on screen. Like, clearly, this is not the raw footage. So you've given us fucking nothing. Absolutely nothing. And trust me, that CBS one, this one right here, I'm gonna link everything. The CBS one, fucking damning. Like, if any of this is true, it's less so speculation, it seems like, and more so like pointing out the kind of the forensics of the video footage and all that stuff. And it looks quite possibly that names like Pam Bondi, Kash Patel, Dan Bongino are fucking lying to us. In fact, there's something in there that says, like, remember, the footage they gave us, right? The CBS news people are alleging that there's 2 other video feeds. And apparently the FBI's like, oh, don't worry about that. There's nothing on there. Just trust us. Just trust us. And it's like, bro. The fuck? Actually, let me show you because they had a screenshot of it. Let me see. Where is this thing at? Right here. So this is like another camera angle. Right? And they're trying to tell us that, oh, this means nothing. Like, well, if it means nothing, just show it anyway. Like, release it. So these guys have been royally fucking this up. Not in the sense of, oopsie, made a mistake, but in the sense of it seems like they're purposely fucking this up to hide some shit from us. And it's kind of ridiculous. And as I said before, IQ test time. That is what it is. It's asking you, each time they release something or talk about something, or Trump opens his fucking mouth, they are asking the public, like, how stupid are you? How dumb are you? Will you fall for this? Then Alex Jones is just times 10. He's just really asking, like, how dumb are you? Do you believe me? How dumb are you? But, all right. To finish up the video, we go back to Ghislaine Maxwell again. And apparently she has some rules for her testifying in front of Congress. Once again, I'm not in favor of CBS, any of these Twitter accounts, CNN, like CNN especially. Like they're pretty trash. CBS is too, but CNN has been observantly trash for a long time. But either way, we're here for the information, not to dick ride CNN. So as you can see here, the title, Maxwell offers to testify before Congress, but with major conditions, including immunity. So let's read through this. Jeffrey Epstein accomplice Ghislaine Maxwell has offered to testify before Congress, but with major conditions, including immunity, according to a list of her demands sent to the House Oversight Committee by her attorneys. Sorry. House Oversight Chair James Comer subpoenaed Maxwell to testify next month. In a new letter sent to Comer Tuesday, Maxwell's attorney said they initially decided to invoke her Fifth Amendment rights, but then offered to cooperate with Congress if a fair and safe path forward can be established. So if they subpoena her and she's like, okay, I plead the Fifth, meaning she doesn't have to say anything because she doesn't, the idea is to not incriminate yourself, right? But if you give her full-blown immunity, along with some other things she's asking for, yeah, apparently she'll say something. But then again, the stipulations that she's asking for can lead to blatant bias. Blatant bias. Right? It's like, oh, it could be the other way around, where it's like, it could be anyone. It could be Democrats, it could be Republicans, it could be both sides. But we've been focused on Trump and the Trump administration. Maybe the DOJ is like, yo, listen, we'll let you testify as long as you keep X, Y, and Z out of the discussion. Maybe Trump, maybe Lutnick, maybe other people in Trump's administration. Or maybe Democrats might do the same thing, but yo, listen, just keep these names out, and you're good. In which case, we get nothing, obviously. But still, all this looks not so good, and it could have been. Once again, if we had a healthy, thinking government, and this administration was actually healthy and meant well, was trying to make the world a better place, if they were actually trying to do that, they'd have just released what they had, or like tried to release everything they had that isn't, child porn, and in those cases have third-party people that can handle those things, journalists, to ex-cops, to PIs, to people that study, sex trafficking or underage sex trafficking, and all these things, have been studying it for years, that don't work for the government, that are third parties. Why can't you do that? Oh, that's right. We live in a dumb fuck world, and we have a dumb fuck government. Look at that. But let's continue here. Her attorneys noted Maxwell is currently appealing her conviction to the Supreme Court and argued that any testimony she provides could compromise her constitutional rights, prejudice her legal claims, and potentially taint a future jury pool. Which is true, but let's be real, you're probably fidangling around just to get... Because let's be real, you might blatantly incriminate yourself. But here we go. Compounding these concerns are public comments from members of Congress that appear to have prejudged Ms. Maxwell's credibility without even listening to what she has to say, or even evaluating the extensive documentation that corroborates it, the letter states. Okay? An Oversight Committee spokeswoman on Tuesday rejected the idea of giving Maxwell immunity. The Oversight Committee will respond to Ms. Maxwell's attorney soon, but it will not consider granting congressional immunity for her testimony, the spokeswoman said. I don't think there are many Republicans that want to give immunity to someone that may have been sex trafficking children, Comer told CNN last week. Okay, but then you won't get the testimony. I'm looking at it like, all right, you're in jail already, so this immunity thing, I mean, I get it. It's for the future, the appeal to the Supreme Court. Got it. But she's already in jail for these crimes, right? For the sex trafficking stuff, right? So why wouldn't you? Okay, we're not going to compile on top of your thing. We can't compile on top of the jail sentence you already have. So, I mean, it would make, I don't know. I guess it would make sense to give immunity to some degree. Just to be like, yo, just say what the fuck. Or, let's be honest, I don't think you need her, honestly. I don't think you actually need her. I think you can actually go through the case files, talk to witnesses. Remember, Epstein never had his day in court, really. So there's all this potential investigations that just stopped because the guy died, right? And then all these years later, our FBI tells us, no, he killed himself. He killed himself. And our AG tells us, oh, there's no special names list or anything like that. So it's like, and now you want to redo it? Now, after you came to all these conclusions, it's I don't know, I'm wrecked. But here's Maxwell's conditions. She wants a grant of formal immunity. I already said, okay. The interview can't happen at the correctional facility where she's serving her sentence, which conspiracy minds should start ticking right there, where it's like, huh, what happens if you get like, Jack Ruby, in between, your jail cell to the courthouse? Like, what happens if you get fucked up in between those, in between your movements or whatever? I mean, I'm not throwing that out at all. I leave the possibility, considering all the shit we've already seen in regards to this case and other cases. Next point, to prepare adequately for any congressional deposition and to ensure accuracy and fairness. Okay? We would require the committee's questions in advance. Surprise questioning would be both inappropriate and unproductive. I don't know. What do you guys think about that? Pre-question. Like, allow her to see the questions up front. I mean, if you have immunity, then it's okay if you get tripped up, wouldn't it? Like, they should be able to, like, for the sake of trying to understand whether or not you're being accurate or not, right? Sometimes people can ask logical questions that can trip someone up to where, I mean, hopefully not to make them look bad, but more importantly, like, to get them to be like, okay, maybe you're bullshitting on this answer. Maybe that's why you tripped up. And it allows for further scrutiny. But if you give prepared questions, and then the response is just prepared answers, I don't know what to say. Are they allowed to do follow-up questions? Or is it just strictly, here's the questions, and that's all you answer to? So that one's kind of wild to me, especially when you're already asking for immunity, right? The interview would be scheduled only after the resolution of her Supreme Court petition and her forthcoming habeas petition. Okay. Only after the resolution of her Supreme Court. Okay. So she wants to go through the... So what if she does the Supreme Court thing, right? And they're like, all right, you're free to go, or something. I don't know. But they're like, all right, you're free to go. Just imagine with me. And then she does this thing. What would be her point of saying anything incriminating about anyone? What would be the point of that? If she got let out, right? Let's say they once again, this is probably imaginary and not realistic. I'm just saying, like, what if they, like, damn, we looked at your case and you know what? You did have immunity. You should be a free woman. All right, you're free now. Let's say they ruled that. Like, what? What would be her point there? She's gonna have, like, is she gonna snitch on people and be looking over her shoulder the rest of her life, especially if they're powerful political people or royalty like Prince Andrew or some celebrities and shit that can hire fucking hitmen and shit like that? Sounds a little, dramatic and movie-like, but I'm just considering the possibilities of things, and that one's a weird one. I don't know. But, all right, I'll keep reading. It's almost over. It's likely the Supreme Court will not act on Maxwell's petition until October when the justices are scheduled to return from a summer break. Yeah, everyone should have breaks, but at the same time, if I'm in that job, I'm ready to go whenever you need me. Like, whenever. I'm ready to go. Anyways, her attorney said if the demands cannot be met, Maxwell will have no choice but to invoke her Fifth Amendment rights, which means she could just stand in front of the thing and be like, I plead the Fifth. I plead the Fifth. 1, 2, 3, 4, Fifth. You could apparently just do that. Which means, I guess, they wouldn't even bother to talk to her anymore at that point, right? Notably, the letter ended with a final appeal to Donald Trump for clemency. Check this out. Of course, in the alternative, if Miss Maxwell were to receive clemency, she would be willing and eager to testify openly and honestly in public before Congress in Washington, D.C. She welcomes the opportunity to share the truth and to dispel the many misconceptions and misstatements that have plagued this case from the beginning, her attorney said. So, okay, let's say fuck the Supreme Court, and Trump's like, you know what? You're pardoned. You're pardoned now. Which would be just the PR disaster of all time for the Trump administration. I'm sure someone like Alex Jones will justify it. But the rest of us would be like stunned. Be like, what did you just fucking do? Are you crazy? Not that I think anyone should be in jail for, like, I don't like the way our jail system works. It's torture, essentially. But I'm saying, like, on the surface, this would be, that'd be fucking nuts. That'd be fucking crazy. And once again, if she's free to go, and she just walked in like, yeah, I'm willing to testify now. Like, how do we know if she's going to be for real? Unless we... I mean, would Trump even allow her to talk after that? He might be like, no, you're not talking. Because if she reveals something that's blatantly incriminating against him, or even just her, right? If she just says something or gets tripped up by a question from Congress, and she ends up looking guilty about some sort of scenario, and then Trump just was the one who just let her out, like let her go. God dang. Like, that would look so bad. And then once again, like, who knows if she would even tell the truth at that point, right? If she talks about powerful people, she'll be looking over her fucking shoulder, most likely. So this is one after the other. A big fuck you. A fuck you to mankind and anyone invested in this case. So, but there it is. There's your video. That's some of the information I came about today. And I decided to share it with you guys. So, congratulations. All right. Please subscribe if you feel like. Comment. Agree. Disagree. Either way. Tell me what you think. Also, I plan on having a Discord up very soon for this channel and my Art is Dead channel. You know, a Discord without all the freaks and geeks of my Discord. I mean, if you can handle that, for sure, like, just ask and I'll invite you. If you can handle, you know, freaks and geeks and trolls and weird shit and all that stuff, let me know. But I think I'd much rather have people just join this new, fresh Discord where we can organize things and keep it kind of exclusive to people that want to talk about politics or movies or music and, like, really, like, you know, more of the, like, the enlightened side of life, like trying to talk about ideas, right? And by the way, all ideas are welcome. That will never change. All ideas are welcome. I just don't want people, you know, spamming dick pics anywhere or weird troll shit of, like, bodies being blown up and shit like that. Like, I'm telling you, my Discord has been a war zone over the years, so that's why I want to start fresh. But yeah, hopefully coming soon. But yeah, also with this, yes, tell me any ideas you're thinking about, any videos you think I should look at, or information or articles. Please let me know in the comment section. Do not forget to share, support, hopefully donate to all the links in the description box. Check them out, read them, share them, then donate. Thank you very much. And with all that said, please, ladies and gentlemen, please give this video a thumbs down. Try to think of, like, noises to say at the end. That'll work.
Say you wanna get in.